She always thought she was the prize, not because she earned it, but because he acted like she was. And that's where his downfall began. A man hands over his power one tiny moment at a time, by staying quiet, by avoiding conflict, by letting her moods decide the day. She didn't steal control, he gave it to her. And every time he did, she respected him a little less. It starts small, she interrupts him. He lets it pass. She mocks his plans. He laughs it off. She pulls away affection, then gives it back when she wants something. He accepts it like crumbs from a table. Women notice everything, especially weakness. And once she sees a man will bend, she starts to push. The pushing becomes testing. The testing becomes disrespect. And the disrespect becomes her new normal. She wakes up one day and sees a man who used to stand tall now walking on eggshells around her mood swings. She doesn't say thank you. She doesn't say I'm sorry. She doesn't even say I love you without a tone, because she knows she doesn't have to. He fears losing her more than she fears losing him. And that imbalance ruins everything. A woman can't love a man she doesn't respect, and she can't respect a man who won't stand on his own feet. Her heart grows cold, not because she's evil, but because men forget the simple truth. Women fall for strength, not softness. Not blind devotion, not a man who gives everything and asks for nothing. So she keeps pressing, waiting to see if he'll ever wake up. But life has a way of cornering a man. There comes a day when he finally sees himself. He catches his reflection and doesn't recognize the face staring back. Not the eyes, not the posture, not the silence. He realizes he's lost the fire he was born with. He remembers the boy he once was, the man he should be. And that memory hits harder than her attitude ever did. That's the day he stops trying to fix her. He starts fixing himself. He talks less. He reacts less. He stops chasing her moods like they are storms he must survive. And that stillness scares her more than any shouting ever could. Because women know, when a man goes quiet, he's thinking. And when he's thinking, he's changing. She feels the shift first, not through words, but through his energy. He walks differently, speaks differently, doesn't hesitate when she rolls her eyes or tries to guilt trip him. She used to shake him with a sigh. Now she can't move him with a whole argument. And that's when the panic hits her chest. For the first time, she sees a man who isn't begging for peace. He's creating it without her. He's not pleading for respect. He's demanding it without raising his voice. He's not scared of losing her. He's tired of losing himself. And that change, clean, calm, steady, pulls the crown off her head without him touching it. She starts remembering the man he used to be. The confident one, the focused one. The one she first admired before she took advantage of his kindness. She feels the distance widening and she can't control it. Her power slips, her certainty cracks. For the first time, she doesn't know where she stands with him. And then he looks at her, steady, unbothered, done pretending, and says the words she never expected to hear. The words every woman fears. The words that slice right through her ego and expose the truth she's been running from. You're not what you think you are. Her mind goes blank when he says it. Not because the words are loud, but because they're true. A woman can argue with anger, but she collapses under accuracy. And he didn't insult her. He didn't shout. He didn't curse. He just spoke the one sentence she spent her whole life trying to avoid. You're not what you think you are. And the moment a man says that, her entire identity starts to shake. She built her confidence on the idea that he adored her no matter what. She thought she could roll her eyes, disrespect him, push him, and he'd still treat her like gold. She believed his love was a guarantee, a permanent contract. A man who worships a woman gives her the illusion she's special. But the second he stops worshiping, she realizes she was never the prize. She was just entitled. She searches his face for weakness, for doubt, for fear. She finds none. His eyes are calm, too calm. And that quiet confidence hits her harder than any fight they ever had. For the first time, she feels uncertain. For the first time, she feels small. He doesn't try to comfort her. He doesn't rush to say he didn't mean it. That silence is the part that breaks her. Women can ignore a man's anger. They can ignore his tears, but they cannot ignore his indifference. Indifference is the death of a woman's ego. It tells her she no longer has a hold on him. She suddenly realizes he doesn't look at her the same. He doesn't flinch when she threatens to leave. He doesn't chase when she pulls away. She lost the soft version of him, and the strong version doesn't care. Her mind goes into survival mode. She starts replaying every moment she mistreated him. Every time she belittled him. Every time she reacted like his love was an obligation. She used to see him as a man she could mold. Now she sees him as a man she misjudged. Control slips through her hands like sand, and she tries to grab it back with the same old tricks. She tries the guilt, it doesn't work. She tries the attitude. It falls flat. She tries silence. He enjoys it. She tries flirting. He doesn't even look up. She's used every weapon she has, and he's immune to all of them. Because nothing scares a man who has already lost himself once. And nothing scares a woman like a man she can't manipulate anymore. She gets angry now, not because of what he said, but because deep down she knows it's true. She hasn't been the woman she pretends to be. She hasn't been kind. She hasn't been feminine. She hasn't been respectful. She lived off validation and ego, not love. And now that he finally refuses to feed her ego, she's starving. She looks at him differently now. He doesn't ask for attention. He doesn't ask for affection. He doesn't even ask for the relationship. And that's exactly why she starts wanting him more. A man who doesn't need a woman becomes the man every woman chases. She was ready to leave a week ago. Now she's terrified he'll walk away first, all because he said the one thing her pride couldn't handle. And deep inside she knows this truth. If he ever walks out the door, she won't find another man like him. Not one with that strength. Not one with that calm. Not one who can look a woman in the eye and speak a truth she doesn't want to hear. So she stares at him, hoping he'll soften. He doesn't, and the fear finally hits her chest. Heavy cold. Real. Because now she understands. The words he spoke weren't meant to hurt her. They were meant to free him. She wakes up before him now. Not because she's trying to be sweet, but because she's scared. Scared of the distance. Scared of the silence. Scared of the man she used to control now walking around like he finally knows who he is. She studies him the way a student studies a teacher. Quiet, nervous, unsure. The crown she wore so proudly has slipped right off her head and she feels it. He moves through the house like he owns his life again. He's not checking her mood. He's not asking what's wrong. He's not walking on eggshells. Every step he takes reminds her that he gave too much and she gave too little. A woman always realizes a man's value too late, when he stops asking for her approval. And now she's losing the one thing she never thought she could lose. His attention. She tries to get it back the only way she knows how. A soft tone, a gentle question. How was your day? Spoken with a shaky voice, but he doesn't melt to it anymore. He answers like a man who's polite, not invested, respectful, not attached. That tone hurts more than any fight they ever had, because it sounds like he's already halfway out the door. Her mind floods with panic. She remembers all the times she rolled her eyes at his dreams, all the times she made him feel small, all the times she acted like she could replace him with ease. But now the truth hits her like a cold bucket of water. Men like him are rare, hard to find, easy to lose. And she lost him long before he opened his mouth. She tries to flip the script. She brings up old memories, old promises, old photos where she smiled bigger because he loved harder. But he's different now. He doesn't live in the past. He doesn't cling to what was. A man becomes powerful the moment he stops being emotional over a woman who didn't value him. And she feels that power in every quiet breath he takes. She starts lowering her voice, calming her attitude, trying to show softness she never showed before. But he knows the truth. She's not doing it out of love. She's doing it out of fear. Fear that the man who once gave her everything is now ready to give nothing. And that fear breaks her more than any heartbreak ever could. She watches him level up without her. His focus sharper, his drive returning, his confidence rising like a man who finally remembered his worth. Women always said they wanted a strong man. But the moment they meet one, they realize strength comes with boundaries, silence, and the power to walk away. And she's standing in front of a man who no longer needs her. She senses the ending before it comes. His eyes are calm, his voice steady, his shoulders relaxed. This is not a man acting tough. This is a man who's done. And that's the day her crown truly falls. The day she realizes she didn't lose him to another woman. She lost him to the version of himself he should have been all along. He looks at her with the quiet strength she never respected. The strength she tried to kill. The strength that finally came back. And he tells her the truth she tried to outrun. You didn't lose me. You just pushed until there was nothing left to hold. A simple sentence, a heavy truth. And for the first time, she understands the cost of taking a good man for granted. He walks away lighter, stronger, whole. She stays behind with her regret, because once a man wakes up, he never goes back to the woman who made him forget himself.